So the first card you have for your past is the Nine of Cups. So yeah, this man looks very satisfied. He looks like he's showing things off. He's showing off or whatever. I think this is probably going to sound a bit strange, but I'm seeing that maybe you got something that you thought you wanted, or you were kind of offered something or given something that you thought you wanted at one time. It's like you're really hoping for this, really wanting this, really wishing for this. This can be the wish card sometimes. But sometimes it can be careful what you wish for as well. So you're really hoping for this, you wanted this, you're thinking about doing this, getting this thing or whatever this was. But then, I think you got it, or you were offered it, or something like that. And then you realised it wasn't what you actually did want, what you truly wanted. I think whatever this was came to you easily, and you didn't even have to work for whatever this was. And I think back when you were dreaming about this, when you were thinking, I really want this, I really want this, it seemed like the perfect thing or the perfect situation or whatever it was. But then you either looked at this very closely and yeah, I think you did. You looked at this really closely and then you found that there were a lot of problems or something like that. Or maybe there were some unknown things about this. There was something that you found to be wrong or whatever, and you just decided to say no to whatever this was. I'm seeing you kind of, you just refused this. And I think whoever was offering this to you might have tried to even convince you again and again. They might have come back again. Please try this. This is really good. Please have this. Please do this, whatever this was. I think, they were trying to say, this is great, this is good about this, whatever, like a salesman. Because I think this man in this card looks a little bit like he's in a market stall and he's saying, come and buy these cups, come and have a look at this, they're fantastic. But you can kind of see that there's something not quite right or something like that. And I think, if you accepted these golden cups or this thing, whatever this was, you'd also have to accept whatever was behind the curtain, which might have been rubbish or even nothing. So I think there might have been some things that you weren't sure about. It might not have been about what you were seeing around this. It might have been something that you weren't seeing, something that you were afraid was kind of hidden, that would come out, that you weren't sure about. It might have been something like that. So, I think this person came to you more than once. They came back a few times, maybe trying to convince you to have this thing or do this thing. But, you'd made up your mind. You were determined, like this man. He has his arms crossed. And when people have their arms crossed, they're closed off to things. That's it. So I think... I think if they'd spoken to you about this a while ago, when you were really at the point where you were saying to yourself, I really want this, I really want this, obviously you would have said yes, definitely to this. But, I think the universe didn't give it to you at that time. Because I think the universe, I knew this sounds a bit kind of cringy, talking about the universe, but that's what I think. I think if you had have been given... If you had have had that at that time, if it was given to you at the time when you were thinking, I want this, you would have accepted it and it would have been wrong for you. So that's why I think it was withheld from you at that time. And then when later down the line, when you're a bit wiser, then it was given to you and you realised it wasn't what you wanted. And no matter how many times this person, whoever this was, begged and said, this is great, do this, please do this, you just said no. You just decided this wasn't what you wanted. And I think you're a bit relieved, actually, when you realised all of this, looking back. That's what I'm seeing. I know that sounds a bit kind of crazy, and I hope it makes sense to you. The next card you have for your past is the Six of Pentacles. So yes, it's funny because I'm seeing the tables turning with the situation, actually. Someone in this card's in control. Someone in this card, obviously the man who's standing up, who's giving the money to these poor people, he's the one who's in control. And I think for a while you felt, when you really wanted whatever this was, you felt that you had to impress them and they were kind of on top, like this man. And so, like the man in the red, so you felt like you were not the beggars, but you felt as if you were underneath them, that you had to kind of convince them, you had to show your best to them. And then when the tables turned and you didn't want this and they were kind of trying to get you to do this, the tables turned again and you were on top. You were in a position where you could call the shots, and you were saying, well, I don't know about that, and please do this. No, I don't know. It was that kind of situation. That's what I'm seeing. And obviously this is something, there's a money exchange going on in this card, so it might have been a purchase, it might have been something that someone was convincing you to do that involved money, it might have been a trip you're paying for, it might have been something like that. It's something that involved an exchange of money. And yeah, this is what I'm seeing. This person was in a top position strategically at one time, and you were kind of chasing them. Even if you were just chasing them in your mind, you were thinking, oh, I really want this. What am I going to do? How am I going to convince this person? And then the tables turned and they were chasing you. They were trying to convince you, but you said no. You said no. The last card you have for your past is the Four of Cups. So again, you were saying no. Look at this man refusing. You were saying no to whatever this was. Again, this was a complete turnaround. And I think this person was probably really, really surprised. That does not, I wasn't really surprised to hear that car going past. There's always something going past here. I was surprised it wasn't a bulldozer or something, actually, or some really loud thing. Anyway, yes. I think when you did finally say no to this, they were really, surprised, really shocked. And I think you were surprised as well. I think you might have surprised yourself because you were so convinced that this is what you wanted for a long, long time. And I think at this time, this cup has a feeling of loss. I mean, this card about this Four of Cups has a feeling of loss in it as well. It's this feeling of, oh, I feel a bit down, I feel a bit lost, I feel a bit not quite right. So even though you knew this was wrong for you and you said no to whatever this was, there was still a little feeling of loss. It was like, oh, I think sometimes the wanting of something fills a lot of your time and a lot of your energy and a lot of your thoughts. You think, I want this, I want this, I want this. And then when that's not filling your time anymore, when that's gone, there's a loss. It's like there's a gap there where that was. And I think that's what you're feeling at this time. But I think I'm just seeing that there might be someone around this situation who can help you in other ways in the future. So try not to completely reject everyone around this, even though you were rejecting the actual thing. Don't reject all of the people around this, if that makes sense to you. And because I think you can sometimes do that. You do that quite a lot. You kind of, when you get out of a situation and you're not happy with it, you say, right, that's it, I'm leaving that all behind, and all the people that have anything to do with it, goodbye, the end. Don't do that. Try to, at least, if you can, keep in touch with someone who is involved with this, because I'm seeing them helping you in a new situation, and I'm seeing them being happy to help you as well. So try not to burn your bridges around this if this is all resonating with you, and if this is making sense with you. I know I'm stuttering. The first card you have for present is the Nine of Pentacles. So yeah, I think this is about you standing on your own, and I think this is about you gradually getting yourself into a certain kind of position in life, and you got that way because you had or you still have a special skill that a lot of people don't have. That's what I'm seeing, and I think that's what got you to this position. And nobody can take that away from you. Nobody can take that from you. And I'm saying that because I think a lot of things were taken from you. Maybe not literally, maybe not material things, but a lot of your confidence has been taken from you in the past. This special skill that you have that's given you this position that you're in, nobody can take that away from you. You'll always have that. You'll always have that. And that is what is giving you a lot of your confidence at this time as well. But even though you're in this position, it's not, the top position, but it's in a better position than you have been in a long time, I'm seeing. You're still not totally satisfied. And I think this is a bit of an Aries thing, actually. Aries are always striving for better things, new things. They always think, I'm not good enough, I have to do better, I have to be better. That's always going to be there. And that's what keeps you going, that's what keeps you striving. So that's not a bad thing, actually. And also this woman on this card, if you look at her, she's happy, she's content. And it's almost like she's in her own world. It's like she's in her own little bubble. And I think you might actually be in your own world in some way at this time, in your own kind of bubble. And that's fine. I mean, sometimes we need to achieve things, we need to do things, we can't have distractions around us, we can't have people around us, and that's fine. But I think to truly thrive and to get yourself up to an even higher position, a higher level, which is what you want. You know, you're not satisfied where you are, I can see that. You're going to have to come out of this little bubble, out of this little comfort zone and push yourself. I've seen that before in your readings, I'm seeing it again here. So if you can think of something that you ultimately really, really want to do or want to achieve, but you feel a little bit scared of whatever that thing is, that's the thing that you have to do. That's the thing that you have to come out of your comfort zone and do. So for a moment, you know, if you want to do this, you don't have to, but shut your eyes, think about what is the thing that I really want to look back on and say, I've done that. I'm so amazing. I did that thing, but I'm a bit scared to do that right now. That's the thing you have to do. That's it. Go and do that thing. No matter how afraid you are, do that thing. Come out of your comfort zone and do that. That's what I'm seeing. And yeah, from the outside looking in, you probably look a bit like this woman. Not if you're a man, obviously, sorry about that. I don't mean that you look exactly like this woman. What I mean by that is that you look as if you have it all from outside, from an outside perspective. A lot of people look at you and think, oh, wow, this person has it all. But there's a lot of dissatisfaction inside you still, and people don't see that. And to get out of that feeling of dissatisfaction, you need to get outside of this little bubble. That's what I'm seeing. I won't repeat myself anymore. The other thing I'm seeing in this card is I'm seeing someone who might want to come closer to you. Actually, I think that they do. And they're probably thinking about you. I think you're on their mind a lot. And I think, you know, that might surprise you actually, because I think that I'm just sensing that you might have felt that they weren't interested in you for a while in the past, or that they were a little bit detached from you. But you know, they weren't. They were thinking about you, and they're thinking about you now. I think they're holding back because I think they're seeing you as the woman on this card. They're seeing you as a bit out of reach, happy in your own life, in yourself, not needing anybody else like this woman. She has it all. She looks as if she doesn't need anyone. And I think a part of you probably knows that you're giving off these sort of untouchable vibes. I think a part of you giving off these untouchable vibes makes you feel safe in a way. And that's what you have to try and come out of. Again, this is about pushing yourself out of that comfort zone. But I won't say anything more about that. I've said enough about that already. I won't say any more. But I think, you know, if you are interested in this person, though, you are going to have to approach them, because I think they're looking at you. You're giving off these vibes that you don't want them or anyone else. And they're sensing that. They can see that. And I think if you don't say something to them, that's if you are interested in them. You might not be, but if you are, say something, because I think that they are going to eventually move on. They're going to say, right, they're not changing, they're like this all the time, I'm just going to move on. That's what I'm seeing in that card. So the next card you have, your present, is the Four of Swords. Yes, so I'm seeing this sort of literally in a way. I think you might be feeling quite low in energy at this time. I think you might be trying to resist this feeling. You might be trying to resist the need to rest. Maybe you're even feeling a little bit frustrated with yourself for not being able to do everything that you want to do. Aries are like that. They kind of beat themselves up if they're not achieving things all the time and doing things and pressing forward and doing this and doing that. This man on this, or this statue on this card, is obviously lying down, but the swords are hanging right above him. So, you know, if you need to rest, don't be so hard on yourself. Just rest. Just rest. Remove the mental swords. Take them away. Stop poking at yourself. Stop pushing swords in your head and saying, oh, you're terrible, you're horrible. Take them away and get some rest. You'll come back a lot more refreshed, and you'll be able to do more. You'll be able to achieve more. You'll be able to strive more if you have had that rest. And also I'm seeing in this card, yeah, I'm seeing some kind of spiritual fulfillment. I know that sounds a bit strange, but I think you might be, I'm just looking at this card, and the only colourful area in this card is the beautiful stained glass window. And it looks a bit like it's opening up to a whole new world, like a window opening to a beautiful, colourful world, where the light is, where the colour is. I think you might be going to something, or someone might be asking you to meet someone. This is about people. This is about someone asking you to talk to them or meet some other people or something like that. And it might sound very ordinary. They might just say something like, oh, come and meet this person. I want you to talk to this person. Or it might be, oh, come and do this thing with me or whatever. Come to the shop. It might be something really boring. But I think you're going to meet someone or talk to someone at something like that, and they're going to say something that might really change your mind or illuminate your mind and make you think in a totally different way. And I really hope you do this. I really hope you do go out and do whatever this is, because I think this is going to make you realise how capable you actually are, and that's going to push you forward, and that's going to push you out of your comfort zone. It's going to kind of motivate you out of it, if that makes sense. And if you look at this card, someone's being blessed on this stained glass window. There's a priest blessing a man in this window. So if this resonates, this is going to, whatever you hear, whatever this person says, is going to bless you. It's going to be a blessing to you. So please say yes. If anyone says, come out here, come out there, even if it's boring, even if it's just come out and have a cup of coffee, come out and do this, come out and help me move my furniture around, anything boring. It's going to be something boring, but someone's going to say something that's really, really amazing, and it's going to really enlighten your mind. That's what I'm seeing. The last card you have here present is the Page of Swords. So yes, it might be the same person I was seeing in the Four of Swords, but someone wants to communicate with you here. Someone's watching you, someone's thinking about you. They've been waiting for a long time. They still are at this time. They're probably admiring you. But I think, just try to be careful around this person. I'm seeing someone feeling a little bit awkward around you. And I'm seeing you might be getting a message from them. I'm not sure how, but you're getting some kind of a message for them. Yes, there's a motorbike. Go away. And I'm seeing this person feeling a little bit clumsy or a little bit awkward around you, a little bit nervous around you, like someone who has a crush on someone and they're afraid of saying the wrong thing. So, I think this person really means well. They don't mean to harm you, obviously. They do like you a lot, so they wouldn't do anything against you. But they might come across as being kind of clumsy, and I think they might blurt something out, actually. And you might be tempted to take this the wrong way or something like that. So if this resonates, yeah, this person might be younger than you, or they might not be quite as mature as you, especially socially. They might be a little bit, not socially inept, that's a bit rude, but they're kind of a little bit nervous. They're not sure how to act in front of people. Especially in front of you, they're a little bit nervous around you. And but if they blurt something out, please don't be angry with them. Please try to be gentle with this person, because they're very sensitive. Again, I think they might be younger than you, and again, they don't mean anything bad or negative in what they're saying. They would love to say something really positive, but it might come out in the wrong way. So yeah, they have good intentions. I keep on seeing that. So just be careful around whoever that is, if you know who that is. So the first card you have for your future is the Ace of Pentacles. Fantastic card. So yes, you're definitely going to get over this tired feeling, this slump feeling that I was seeing in the Four of Swords. And I don't know if this is going to make sense to you. I think this experience that I was seeing in the Four of Swords, this enlightening experience, yeah, it's really going to open up your eyes, and it's really going to open up your thinking. And that's what's bringing you to this Ace of Pentacles. It's like some of these roadblocks that you had in front of you, they were just in your mind, really, but they seemed huge. They seemed bigger than you. And now you're going to grow, and they're going to seem very small to you. So these roadblocks, I mean, they might have even been there for years. Excuse me, there might be voices inside your head. They might be negative things. Sorry about that. And yeah, you're growing bigger than they are. And that's the gift, I think, that's been handed to you in the Ace of Pentacles. This is the gift of you growing, you getting bigger, and you seeing the potential in yourself, getting this amazing kind of enlightened gift, and growing, seeing your potential, and knowing that these roadblocks aren't really what you thought they were in the beginning. They're kind of tiny little things. You can probably just kick them out of the way or even just step over them now. So this is a fantastic card, and this is going to really, I think this is going to really start to break through this frustration and this exhaustion that you've been feeling, and it also might be what breaks you out of this bubble. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have for your future is the Eight of Wands. So I think, yeah, this is what's going to happen when you go down this path. This is what's going to happen. You're going to start to move forward really quickly, achieve a lot of things very, very quickly. You're going to be able to see exactly what you need to do. You're going to be able to see all of these things very clearly in front of you. Nothing's going to be in the way. No roadblocks going to be in the way. You're going to be taking action, a lot of action. But this is easier action. I think in the past when you were taking action, it was a big effort. You're kind of pushing things up a hill. You were tired and you're like, oh, I have to do this. I don't want to do this. I'm really tired, but I have to. It was that kind of feeling. But now at this time, now that you've gotten this enlightened information, you've put it in your head, you've put it in your heart, you've been given the Ace of Pentacles, and now you're ready. You're pushing everything forward, and it feels easy. It feels so easy to you. Look at how free and easy these wands are flying in the sky. There's nothing in the way of them. There are no birds. There are no clouds. There's nothing. They're free. And again, I'm seeing this person who feels as if you're a little bit unreachable. This person in the Nine of Pentacles who's kind of looking at you, thinking about you, they're still going to feel that way, I think, in this card. You're going to be so busy that you might not even notice them. And that's a bit sad, actually, because I think they'd love you to notice them. They'd love you to talk to them. That's the impression I'm getting. They want to fire these arrows at you, but they're not going to reach you. They're going to miss you because you're just so busy. That's what I'm seeing. I wonder why they're not talking to you. They should be talking to themselves, actually. I mean, if you're not noticing them, and they know that you're not, they should talk to you. But I think they have it in their mind that you're unreachable, that you're out of reach. That's what I keep on seeing. And that's it's going to stay like that, I think, especially, definitely at this time. Maybe in the future things might change, but at this time, they're still going to see you like that. So the last card you have for your future is the Five of Swords, yes. Right, I always see something like this in your readings, and they're there again. Here they are again. These are these jealous people. You always have these jealous people in your readings, and this is around something to do with work or the workplace or something like that. It's something to do with some kind of work that you're doing. Now they're there, they're kind of saying nasty things to you, shady things to you, all of that kind of thing. They're always there. I saw them in your last reading, probably the one before that. They're probably going to be in the next one. They're in this one. They're there around all the time. And they're always going to be there. So it looks as if, if you look at these two people in this card walking away from this kind of nasty person who has all the swords, I don't know if you can see them. I'll move it up so you can see. If you look at those two, one of them's crying and the other one's just kind of shrugging their shoulders and walking away. Now, the person in the red is shrugging their shoulders and walking away because they're red, they're powerful, they're strong, and the other one's weak. So I think at one time you would have been a bit more like this weaker person. Not that you would have been crying, but maybe they would have upset you a lot more than they do now. So you would have been kind of upset in your head about it, thinking about these horrible people. And now when they come back to you again, they've done it so many times, it's like you're almost desensitized. So now you're just like the man in the red. You're shrugging your shoulders, you're walking away, you're just like, whatever, they can say whatever they like. I don't care anymore. Goodbye, I'm walking away. I don't even want to know anymore. That's the thing I'm getting around that. And this is your strength coming out. This is from the Ace of Pentacles, from the Eight of Wands, from this enlightenment you're getting. You know that you're bigger, you know that you're stronger, you're bigger than the roadblocks, and you're bigger than these jealous people. And this is all going to happen to you in your future, your great strength. This is fantastic. I'm really happy to see this for you, Aries.